wà ní mo tẹ̀ ti mú dání ọ̀rẹ́ mi. Wàhálà báyà mo tẹ̀ ti yọ kalẹ̀ gan. Ṣé tó ti appear ní paper? Ìgbà tó tẹ̀ ti wà ní newspaper mi yàn you just go to the newspaper. Ń farabalẹ̀ mú ni.
You don't just vibe with it. That's okay. Do you like it hot? Do you like it mini noodles chicken and veggies. The fresh skin. Maybe you like party. Need to have a taste of mini noodles party jollof flavor. Party starter. Or you can be a foodie. Mini noodles sloppy chicken flavor. The foodie vibes. Whatever you like, Mini-Me's got a flavor for you. So, take a vibe. Mini-Me noodles. Stop life. Start your day and have a good time. Divo Prima, even where you need to let your eyes. Divo Prima, where you need to have a great time. Divo Prima, not free, but from that time. Divo Prima, Divo Prima, Divo Prima, Divo Prima. Good time of it. It's Divo Prima. Divo Prima. You don't ready to make the best of this end of year season? From November to December, the first price will have compared with counted interest rate for all countries. Use down payment and 50% off. Very good items like that, umbrella, power bank, but we have had the right to wait for the career. Sign up, visit the event, end of year, most people visit any store where they know that the terms are just an opportunity. The same thing, I won't get. Even if you send that to remember, it's easy by end of year, I won't get. Easy life. Terms and conditions apply. It's that time of the year again, the season of surprises from Buka Phone. Yes, Buka is spreading love, comfort, and cheer all around. When you buy any well-being orthopedic or new spring mattresses, you get 2 crown pillows free. Buy any floral mattresses, and you also get 1 crown pillow free. Offer valid while stocks last. Gives your loved ones sound sleep with Buka today. Buka, added comfort to life. December, December, MTN Yellow 10. Yeah, to get the day. We will go. We are very oríṣiríṣi máa ta gbangba dé orí àtìlẹ́yìn ẹni àbíjọ́kì okun official yá àbí fáwọn àfẹsọ́nà tí wọ́n ṣe ìgbéyàwó MTN Yellow 10. Ṣètò láti dé ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé lákòókò. Àǹfààní yàtọ̀ bá rí tàbára ọkọ̀. Lásùn farala sẹ́nu ẹ̀ kí àkókò yìí má bàa fún ẹrù. Dìde fúyà ṣàbẹ̀wò sí yellowtime.mtn.ng báyìí láti ṣe falafolo pẹ̀lú MTN Yellow Time. We are back again to do it again. Excellence on the year is cooking your pride. The biggest of the end of the year promo ever. Buy 5 slots of chickens and get 2 for free. Yes, 5 plus 2, absolutely free. And even more value. Buy slots of chicken and enjoy 4 free slots instantly. It's our season of giving and your season of growth. Let Zoe FM put your business in front of thousands of listeners every single day. Don't miss out. For more inquiry, call Corridor on 0806 034 Stop dancing.
Hmm?
Call that 006.
Okay.
Today's review of newspaper headlines and editorials. Korede is actually talking. Korede is actually talking.
Okay. You're welcome back to today's review of newspaper headlines and editorials as analysis, the 16th of December 25, with Mariam Afolabi, Adebayo Abubakar, and Ayobola Anila Aliu. Ayobola, we have just started with that discussion on insecurity and talk about Supreme Court judgment. So, Adebayo, can you continue from where you support? We should round it up quickly.
Well, on the Supreme Court,
Ayobola, can you give us a quick background again?
no, she has asked the question about what is the Supreme Court judgment. I think it is settled once and for all. But if you look at it very carefully in the judgment, the Supreme Court was being very careful not to have handed a blank check to the executive, I mean to the president, so that the president can just wake up one day and say, I don't even like the face of this government. Let me put him away for 6 months. Let me put him away for 3 months. Or if you see some who are very, very, steeped in foul play, 2 months to the election, he can suspend the governor for 3 months for any frivolous reason, since he's the only one that can determine, in collaboration with the National Defense Council, constitutes national security. So it is for a limited period of time, but that is still very dicey because, like I said, there's nothing to gauge what is. There is no specific. It did not go into specific as to those situations that can warrant or that can warrant a demand or the need for declaration of state of emergency. I could remember in 1991-1992, there was a local government chairman in Kogi State, Ijomu local government, Barrister J. Ole. He was elected on the platform of Social Democratic Party, and the then governor was late Abubakar Audu of NRC. For no just reason, the government just woke up one day and suspended the local government chairman. But this man, being a lawyer, he pursued the case till the point of the terminal level, which was appeal court then. Anything related to local government would end at appeal court. He won the case at an appeal court. So the same thing, the judiciary must be very careful here, or maybe the judiciary has done its own bit. Maybe the National Assembly should step in now and put in place measures to ensure that that particular judgment, because it has become law, one of the sources of law is judicial pronouncements, particularly at the apex level. That's at the Supreme Court level. So now they must come up with an amendment to Section 305. Section 305. Government, the president, to declare state of emergency, to put in place measures to kind of check and balance that power, so that a governor can not just wake up and say, look at the kind of cloth you wore yesterday, you will have to go on suspension for this. So we have to be very careful. If that is allowed to happen, then democracy is in danger.
As regards, it's just for the sake of educating the public. There are people that are already of the opinion that with these powers as conferred on the president, that once he probably doesn't like the governor, that he could do well to displace such a governor.
No, you see, there's nobody saying that the president will just wake up and do that. But there's this saying that power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So sometimes we are humans, and if you want to see the true color of a man, give him power. You never. The way you are sitting down, I'm just looking at you, please move back. But because I don't have that power, I will keep quiet. But if I have that power, if I'm tempted with that power, and if you look at me too much, I will say move back. So that's the spirit with power. So if given that power, some are not even aware, but once they have it, let me even use it.
Let me see how it looks like.
For example, when Sanusi Lamido was the CBN governor, he made an allegation of $20 billion from the amount that NNPC was supposed to have remitted to the central bank on behalf of the federal government. He kept repeating it for some time. Maybe somebody just nudged the president. Don't you know you have the power to suspend this man? And before you knew it, he got suspended and removed from office.
Okay, talking about emergency rule, let's come back to Kara Ayobola. I think you said you have the story. Abdulrazak pushes back as PDP demands emergency rule.
Oh, yes, I do actually. But let me quickly put it onto that. Well, this here says it's also on page of the Punch newspaper. Says on banditry, Abdulrazak pushes back as PDP demands emergency rule. And of course, there's a whole lot. There's been this allegation that came on as a result of a viral video that some bandits were actually alleged to have said that they were having some ammunition from the government, specifically AK-47 rifles, and the PDP, being the opposition party, had their say, and there's been let's just put it as a back and forth between them. We'd just like to have your opinion firstly before we move inwards.
You see, we need to be very careful to try and detach politics from this issue of security. But again, it is very convenient for us to see is playing politics with their call for national emergency. Why? Because the president had already declared state of emergency. So what state of emergency are you expecting from the government? Be that as it may, who will say PDP's concern is not legitimate? It is. Going by what people in some rural part of Kwara are going through. So it is not enough for the government to just dismiss
claims.
The claim, but then we the masses, and we the members of the public now are suffering from the syndrome of this liberalized access to the superhighway of information called social media. There are conflicting reports. One report says they were arrested in developing local government. Another one is saying that it was in Edo State. So which one do we believe? How does an arrest made in affect Kwara? But then I saw the video, and the person, purportedly arrested, was saying that he got the weapon from government of Iloni. But then it is not also enough for you to. He was saying the truth. But I think the state government needs to, be more proactive. They should even be more concerned and ensure that there is no of that video, so as to be able to give us for the truth. It is not, like I said, you don't just think that anything security you can solve it with press release. No. Let the relevant agencies investigate. And I believe who made the arrest will not also let it go uninvestigated and unpaid. But then I think the state government needs to do much more than that, because they need every ounce of trust they can earn from the public. And this kind of thing, this kind of allegation is so effective at eroding public confidence in what the government is doing. So the government will do more to explain to the people of Kwara that is not, that we are not saying that is not, does not warrant calling for a state of emergency, except if the person calling for that state of emergency does not know the meaning. During the state of emergency, even the right he has asking for that state of emergency can be, suppressed. So we need to be very careful what we are asking. But it is my hope that the Kwara State government can go after that video and find out what is happening, what is really happening, because I can't for the life of me believe, I would never believe that Kwara State government that is, going through this in the hands of all these bandits will still be the one. I'm not holding for anybody, but the question of government now to come and prove it to us that look, and it's not proof does not mean some people should be attacking people on radio or on social media or even press statement. No, we need to follow it, leverage on the connection you have, National Security Advisor, National Security Advisor, Nigerian Police Force, and the secret police to investigate and let us know the truth, whether the person the claim was saying the truth or he was under the influence of some cheap drugs.
Well, you see, Adebayo.
Sorry, I think we have to round up. Okay. We have to go for this break. When we come back, we'll take more headlines and story. We'll be right back.
So things don't easy for Nigeria. If it's a CD, cannot come with face mask, yes.
Ayobola.
Zero interest, like
No, mo fẹ́ ní reaction àwọn èèyàn tó sọ pé this particular occurrence is not just about press releases like he has said, okay, but it's enough for the governor to bring out the governor himself to come and give assurance to the populace. So,
the government should address
the governor, not the government.
Yes, so for Kwara in Ilorin, TDK Day for number 2, Otuola Adebayo Road, behind Kitchen Mall, Owoni Boys area, off Taiwoki, or Yashapali Shapali. Us on top 0707 484 3372 0707 484 3372.
Yeah, so this is Jolly Johnny on the streets. Well, do you know Maggi chicken flavor? Oh yeah, spell celery. SELARI. Celery. Bros, you want to turn out the salad? Okay, spell turmeric.
TURMERIC.
Yes, so. Turmeric. Correct. What a ton of Maggi chicken flavor for you. Maggi chicken flavor with onions, celery, and turmeric.
Okay,
Game changer.
entertainment is tó wà tó ní public concern. Mo fẹ́ take entertainment news tó ní public concern.
It is any news that catches if you know how to make it interesting to people. That's your job. The editorial discretion lies on you. Just make sure you choose something that will interest your listeners.
Made from fermented soya and other selected ingredients for that deep flavor and quality that Maggi brings to your dishes.
No, I will just máa fún yín ní background ẹ̀. Ó ní mo ṣe ń gbé ó ní mo ṣe bring ẹ̀ jáde.
Tẹ́ bá ti kà á summarize ẹ̀.
Ní mo ti mú jáde ìdílé mi tó lè lọ́wọ́ yín. No. Mi ti ẹ̀ lè rántí jọ́ ta ṣe last. Pella tó lóun fẹ́ ṣe tó fẹ́ lọ commit suicide. Ìyẹn ni mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa pé bóyá girlfriend òun fi òun sílẹ̀. He was driving while actually making live video. Tó dẹ̀ yẹ pé ìyẹn náà tó yẹn endanger lives of people ọ̀rọ̀ bá tiẹ̀ like it. So àwọn ibẹ̀ yẹn náà ni mo wá lọ. So FRS wá sọ pé àwọn fẹ́ prosecute ẹ̀. So there are people saying rárá ọmọdé ni kàn forgive ẹ̀ kàn ṣe Pella Habib kí ni sọ́nà mi? Rárá o. And he has millions of followers, somebody that can influence people. And this is the kind of content, number one. Then even the regulations of social media in Nigeria, I wouldn't follow it. Sure you understand? Are those the kind of Habib Asat Ashe? Are those the kind of things that we want our children to be saying?
Waste time to get what you want.
So yeah, my worry. Why you just
Jọma filẹ̀ wọ́n kò gbogbo ẹbí sí. Ẹ̀wọ̀n dẹ̀ gé ó gé gbogbo ẹ̀ wápò. Pàtó paná ní gbogbo ló. Lẹ́yìn tí ó bá tiẹ̀ fẹ́ mú lórí ẹ̀ you speak it from the angle of jungle justice. Filẹ̀ jẹ́ ká. Aláàbí wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ yín mojú sí. Báńkọ̀ gbìn mo fẹ́ lọ fi sí jà lẹ́yìn.
Báwo ni wọ́n ti fẹ́ investigate?
Lókè ẹ kó wá sí ìfàwọn ilé ilẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ kó wá gbogbo àwọn yẹn. Oṣù ọ̀bọ̀dọ̀ ni mo fi sí. Báńkọ̀ gbogbo ló kó fi sí. Irú àwọn story bizarre story lè dà. Àwọn ló wá sí mi lọ́kàn straight.
I just want to say that I love you.
Hello, Daddy. I just want to say again that I love you and I like you. Hello, Auntie. How are you?
I'm fine.
How's family?
Ìtàbá jẹ̀ máa sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn jẹ́ sí Ìlọrin kọ̀ọ̀nà òṣè sọ́ńdọ̀. Ẹni yẹn kà kú bí èmùsùn ẹni tó pààyàn. Gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ náà wo ìgbà lára mi jí nígbà yìí bá àwọn tó ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ wà ní mọ́sálásí wà tó lé mẹ́ta fún síta. Àwọn tó ti lọ sáwọn dídán lọ fún wọn ní ìsinẹ́bà dùn gbogbo arákùnrin. Wọ́n ní wọ́n sì kò sí náà. Èmi àlọ́ra àwùyá kí náà pé
ẹni tí Saudi pé Kadibi wá pàfẹ́ everywhere dem.
Ibi báyìí àwọn àti church náà àti mọ́tò gbogbo ọ̀nà àti nọ́ọ̀bì tí o àwọn tẹ́ bá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹlẹ́sìn náà bíi wọ́n wà ní church. Ní Èkó sì ẹni worship ti level of noise wọn 30 decibel lọ. 50 decibel lọ́sàn-án 30 lóru. Àgbòye àwọn hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì tó ti di lórí night club àbí tẹ́ bá lọ fún ìdúró àsáńkù. Tẹ́ bá lọ sọ yẹn ní Ìlọrin yìí. Ibùn mísọ̀ ìbára bẹ̀rẹ̀ láwọn fẹ́yìn bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ìpínlẹ̀ láti January. pollution for church and mosque, party.
When they get
Well,
it,
get
so
it.
Yeah, public.
everybody, it's not a lot to
Ìjọ kan nílò orí ìgbà ìbò ń lọ sí ṣàgbọ́n ní kọ̀ọ̀kan gbogbo àmì alápàtà. Mo padà jáde síwájú ilé ọba mo wá gbàgbé ọjà ọba náà fún bàbá àbùkù.
Ọ̀yọ́ town tiẹ̀ tó tẹ̀ jẹ́ pé agboolé làwọn nílò Ọ̀yọ́ town. Wọ́n wá ní fisa ní wọ́n lọ fi sí ẹ̀dìbìtì títí tẹ̀ lọ́wọ́. Ẹ wá padà wá sẹ́yìn. So tell our people, let's go. See the time 9:02 a.m. and you're still listening to Sobi 101.9 FM. And today's review of newspaper is an editorial, so Tuesday edition. And we've had a lot of discussions on the topic. So let's move on with Ayobola Ayinla Adebayo Abubakar and Mariam. Ayobola, you have a very interesting headline for us.
Well, it is from the entertainment scene, and that's on the Vanguard newspaper. That has to do with this social media influencer talking about Peggy, who is also by name Habib Amsat, with over 13 million followers, who one way or the other found himself during doing a live video while driving, and then planning to suicide because of a breakup or thereabout. But then there's this headline that Vanguard that says that the FRS are planning to prosecute him, and there are reactions from Nigerians that he should be pitied as regards the fact that he's a just a boy, and that things happen. Would you toe that same line, Adebayo?
Well, you see, it is unfortunate that we live in a society that does not prioritize mental health. Because number one, we used to think that all the happiness in this life is for you to be popular and maybe well-to-do. I don't have a clear idea of how much you will be earning from his 13 million followers, like you said.
He's a millionaire.
I believe he's going to be a comfortable young man. But that does not guarantee his happiness. That now leads to him wanting to commit suicide. Like I said, we have a society that does not prioritize mental health. And if you are bold or enlightened enough to even come out to say you have mental health, they start calling you psycho, those stigmatizing, label will be plastered on you. And forgetting that, like one of my teachers used to say that everybody has a moment of 5 minutes madness per day, and that is not anybody that's not beyond that. That is when you should see a psychiatrist. But we prefer to have a financial advisor, legal advisor, because we maybe as being a land grabber who are perpetual troublemakers too. They don't know that having a psychiatrist that will take care of this, or at least a psychologist, to help you cater for some of these burden, to give you tip on how you can work your way around the societal stress that wears everybody out in the country. We don't know that it is important. It is as important as having a legal advisor for a company. You as a too, so have a psychiatrist, just the way you have your physician, family physician. Psychiatric health should also be, mental health should be prioritized. But the government is not. What is the government doing? You want to ask yourself. What is the government doing towards making available these services in such a way that people will be proud to check in and get themselves examined? I could remember when I was in 200 level, one of our teachers that as he was teaching us in the class, he said he visited his students that said, "Memory of God, he meant." You understand? They said, look, that was when he broke it down for us. That he just realized that he said something was bothering him, and he was trying to forget about that thing. And he realized that he couldn't help but kept remembering it. So he had to visit that man. He told us what the man said he should be doing with his finger, manipulating his finger. And no time he did it and forgot about that thing. So these are the little things that we think do not matter. But at the end of the day, they matter then. For road safety that are saying they want to prosecute him, you see, we like playing to the gallery in this country. Some people do not come out video recording themselves saying they want to commit suicide. But with the way they drive, even some of the road safety officers themselves, if you see where they are chasing a driver for whom they have targeted for some palm greasing and it doesn't stop, you want to ask yourself, do they even carry out a psychiatric evaluation on these people before giving them uniform? Why do you think many Nigerians are against them bearing arms? The law establishing them actually empowers them to bear arms. But Nigerians are against it because their own recklessness too sometimes will call for such a suspicion as to.
But psychology or mental health apart, don't you think this particular case was not treated legally, like the FRC are trying to do, to deter other?
No, of course.
And especially the endangerment that it's processed.
I'm not saying they are wrong in doing that, but that should not be our priority. If you prosecute him and the problem remains with him, if he comes out, he will continue again. Getting him prosecuted, probably jailed or fined, will not cure that problem. You are treating symptoms instead of the disease itself. There was a time in Lagos during the administration of Fashola, if you commit traffic offense, after paying the fine, they take you to Yaba Late, that neuropsychiatry. So that alone was more than a deterrent for everybody to behave themselves on the road. Because Fashola said he doesn't see reason why if the person is not having mental challenges, why would you just do something that would endanger not only your own life, but the lives of other road users.
Honestly.
So at that work magic, you can see how Fashola plays side by side the legal deterrence and also the help that comes by way of punishment too. Imagine a bank director going to work, violated traffic rule and ended up in Yaba. So it's actually work magic. So if you look at it from that angle, how institutional help can come the way. Before, if you attempt suicide, if whoever commits suicide is a crime against the state. Exactly. But the National Assembly is looking into it now at decriminalizing it, and instead, government coming to, render help.
Well, Adebayo, maybe we can assuage you with this because there are times that the courts themselves, because if you are being prosecuted, then the courts, even apart from pronouncing sentence or whatever it is they want to pronounce or find out about,
what happens
could also
if you take him to court and he starts showing the signs of somebody who's not mentally stable?
Yes,
that's dismissing the case immediately.
Yes, but the court could also actually prescribe some sort of evaluation for him as well.
That's what I'm saying. If you now take him to court and the court now certify him mentally unstable, the case ends. By that, you have wasted your own time and that of the nation. Because every time you spend case in it, it belongs to the nation. Because the nation fund the activities of road safety. I'm not saying they have a legal ground to pursue that line, but I am certainly is playing to the gallery.
Can this just extend to our so-called rehabilitation centers that we have? Like the rehabilitation doesn't have anything to do with psychiatric evaluation or treatment of.
No, we must have been the person must have been diagnosed. Once the person is diagnosed and certified to be mentally unstable, that's when we now recommend rehab. So in some cases, sanatorium, where you keep them away from the society if they are proving too dangerous.
I think we have to go for this commercial break. When we come back, we have some other headlines and we can pick our thoughts from our callers. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break.
So this is Jolly on the streets.
Prison service.
Salary. Bros, you want to know the salary? Okay, spell turmeric.
TURMERIC.
Yes, so correct. What the chicken
àwọn lásìkò àbí kí ni yẹn jẹun jẹ pé.
What are going to say?
Àtọ́ṣe introduce ẹ̀ tọ́mátì ṣe báyìí àwọn báńkà yẹn kò lọ.
Sorry, àwọn Lagos State traffic wàhálà àwọn deserve accolade. Ṣé àmọ́ kí mọ́tò mi gba mọ́tò yẹn tí mo kà bí ẹnìyẹn gbé lọ sí Èkó ó ṣáà commit one traffic offence or the other. Ṣé ti understand? Èmi náà ṣe mistake mi ò yọ plate number mi kò rí ara mọ́tò yẹn. Èmi náà wá ń test. I'm telling you video evidence ni mo sọ yóò video evidence bó ṣe commit offence yẹn wọ́n á test mi kékeré lọ sọ 10,000 naira. Mo yà pé kéjọ àwọn ọ̀gbẹ́ni ẹ lọ sanwó.
Ibẹ̀ wọn yìí sì wọ́n yìí lé mọ́tò wọn láwọn olóbẹ̀rẹ̀.
Tó bá ṣe check. And but she get the video evidence while committing it.
So bóyá bí kéèyàn wọ́n sẹ́yìn wọ́n wá àti chairman náà fún ìdáhùn kan pé wọ́n bàtà lórí ìdílé website. Bàtà bá dé wá ní wọ́n dá ọdún bá wọn náà ò gbọ́. Nígbà tí lẹ́sà tó padà lọ sí kò wọ́n ti dé ṣódọ̀. Wọ́n á ní pé wọ́n á check wá ní òkè pé àwọn ìpín wọn.
Bó dẹ̀ ṣe wà yẹn tí ò bá lọ sán tó bá padà lọ sí kò ègé wọn á tún lọ.
ọ̀rẹ́ ní àwọn láti ìwé máchìrì ó máa expire ní 30th ìwé kan wà tó máa expire ní 30th ọdún.
Bàbá
Tí
yẹn
máa
sì
tí wọ́n ti dá mi dúró báyìí wọ́n á fi sí wọ́n ní àpò lórí fóònù wọn á fi sí ìwé náà báyìí wẹ́ẹ̀dì àtúntò tí mo kò gbìyànjú ibi tí mo ti fọdún kọ́pì ẹ̀ ó dàbí
bàbá yẹn sì
píríntà ó dàbí píríntà ní sókè ẹ̀.
mo ti wà bàbá yẹn sì mo tiẹ̀ láti jọ yìí kó bá mú plate number mi padà kò tí ì dá mi lóhùn.
Gbà tí mo rà kò sí ìjọ ìkànnì ò rẹ́jísítà ìkànnì nọ́mbà fún ọ tó máa ti dá mi dúró bá ti yọ id card ìjọ tí màá pàdé ọlọ́pàá tó ti mọ̀ gbogbo tí ò ní wà àbí tó ṣẹ̀ fa gbóná tí ò ní wọ káàdì kan mo ṣe lọ èlò wọn ní 22,000 naira mo ṣe fún ọwọ́ 25,000 naira ọ̀dẹ̀ bá mi ṣe ẹ̀dí 2 days àmì èdè ìwọ̀n kúkú rà lọ́dẹ̀ ní wọ́n gbà lọ́sàn yìí ní pàkẹ́ àgbà ẹ̀ confident èdè máa ń dálé bẹ̀rẹ̀
Hi, Diola. How are you? I'm fine.
ibi tí wọ́n ti fẹ́ máa láti gbé kejì ní
My regards to everyone. I
ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀
will, my dear.
àwọn akọ̀wé síbi lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta ẹ̀ títí di particulars must be done èyí tó dá mi ló lágbo ní ẹ̀wọ̀ tó tẹ́ bá ti clear mi sí you have to give me a sticker lẹ́nu wájú ìdádúró ti pọ̀ jù náà wọ́n ní àná kí má bínú àwọn ṣe fún no àwọn bí pé wọ́n communicate ara wọn. ẹyin tí ẹ ò ṣe ẹ gbọ́ kí wọ́n ní kẹ́ kú lójú kókó ẹ ní ìjẹ̀bùdú lọ àwọn láàrọ̀ wá sí pọ̀ wọ́n ká ló sábẹ́ ẹni kan ní ìwà mi wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ sàó òun ní àwọn ilé ìgbọ́rọ̀ wọn ní kọ́ kú lójú àbẹ́ náà mo sáfẹ́ tó náà kọ́ sí ẹ̀rí bí wọ́n dúró sí mi wọ́n sí láàrin ìgboro. Although they belong to the state government, I think, yeah. So ojú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí máa ń fẹ́ ọjà sábà ní. But that wọ́n ní pé wọn ò láṣẹ àti fine wọn ò láṣẹ àti ìfáwọn because court ń gé ti kẹ́nìkan máa ṣàṣàṣà bára wọn.
ṣé ẹ ti wá mọ nǹkan tó fọ́ nípa
Kò sẹ́ni tó fẹ́ lórí court bí òwe.
ẹ mọ nǹkan tó ṣe fi ráìtì nípa pé bóyá ó ní mental kìíní pé òun fún ara ẹ̀ ló break up kì í ṣe ṣe gẹ́ yẹn ló break up òun làwọn èèyàn wá ń bu even video ẹ̀ ń sọ pé ó kàn fẹ́ báyé gẹ́ yẹn jẹ́ ni you know implicative kìíní ló fẹ́ ṣe ó ní kíní ta máa ń pè tó máa ń pè. ó commit to suicide tó lo save them.
Ẹni tó bá fẹ́ ṣe suicide ẹ̀ wá fídíò ẹ̀.
ó jàdí lo save bed ó lo save bed.
Báyà ti kéré gan, máa ń ṣe owó tí ẹ ṣe sọ́wọ́. Wọ́n àti ìyàwó ìjà láàárọ̀ ìjà lálẹ́ ìjà lọ́sàn ìjà lóru. Ó wá ní ó ní súnmí àwọn ẹ̀yà yẹn fún bọ̀dá sí bọ̀dá yìí. Dábàá ní ẹ̀kú ni owó lọ́ra bọ̀dá wa kí wọ́n lè wọ́n sá lọ. Àwọn adájọ́ wọn kékèké àwọn àtẹ̀lé bọ̀dá. Bọ̀dá lọ sí ìlú ìkọ̀ọ̀kan àjọba bọ̀dá wa nílẹ̀ bọ̀dá rí. Àpárí. Wọ́n á ti kọ̀ọ̀kan.
Sorry, a máa ń ṣe àwọn orí eléyìí ò tẹ̀ kó 2 weeks ago tí bàbá yẹn lórí live fún ara ẹ̀ ní Amẹ́ríkà ó dẹ̀ parẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ó dẹ̀ fídíò ara ẹ̀.
Ẹ̀dọ́ bọ̀dá dúró. It's too much. Ọmọ yẹn kí a máa dúró lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ bọ̀dá wọn wò bọ̀dá. Irú òpá wà lára ẹgbẹ́ aráàlú tí ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ló. Àwọn dúró. Bọ̀dá wa jẹ́ káwọn àgbàlagbà rẹ̀ Adéwọlá kí ló ṣe yìí. Wọ́n ti wá sí bọ̀dá wa ti rí kọ̀ọ̀kan fún wa.
No, nǹkan tó ṣe yẹn náà you could kill him. No, that could kill him. Ṣorí crash yẹn kò lè dì mí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́ọ̀kì ni I'm just telling you lọ́ọ̀kì ni ó rí ibi tó ó crash lọ́tọ̀ tí gbogbo mọ́tò ti bàjẹ́ ó wà lọ́sítù pẹ̀lú speed.
Why is this not on? Hey, why don't?
Ó ń sọ̀rọ̀.
Yeah, welcome back to today's review of newspaper headlines and editorials with analysis, the last lap of the show. And we have our phone lines are buzzing already. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Your name
Yes, good morning, sir.
Okay, Mr. Wilson.
I want to comment this radio station. Especially
Thank you very much, Sarah from Rodas for take. And if you want to react to that, we should move on. Okay, 0912422109, 0912422109, or 005189 Talking about debunking, there's this headline that I saw that NAV debunks detained military aircraft engaged in espionage forced to land in Burkina Faso. Anyway, let's quickly have a reaction on this. 1 minute.
Well, I don't know. I said this last week. I don't know who to be used between the Nigerian authority and the AES or what I don't know what they call themselves. But from additional report that I've been getting, it's like the Burkinabe government are just unnecessarily being, provocative. Because from what I've gathered so far, the Nigerian Air Force did what they were supposed to do. They got the permission to land and they landed. And they are now saying that they were on espionage. If they are on espionage, are there no more stealth way, more unobtrusive way of carrying out espionage such that they will not know? Who does that such an espionage with that kind of aircraft? Where you have drones, where that you can deploy, or even have subtle means of sending somebody into the country to go and do what is. So I think I don't pray it degenerates into full-fledged conflict. But if they want it, I think Nigeria will give it to them.
Okay, I think this is where we're going to be. I have this headline actually, but we don't have much time. But maybe let's hold on to it. Adebayo, ECOWAS directs member states to enforce 25% cuts of regional airfare from January 2026. And I was wondering, how does that really affect us? In 5-10 seconds, quickly.
Part of the money you pay when you fly is different levies from different government agencies. That is what shoots it up. And that is what is happening to us in the telecom sector. If you hear how much those telecom operators buy live operating things, they pass it on to us by way of call tariff.
All right, that's why we're going to be very cutting. Okay. Well, we have already said it. We are rounding already.
So, okay.
All right, people, thank you so much for joining. I love you all. It's about time to wrap up now, and I'm leaving. But I love you. Bye bye.